Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu salam ala Rasulullah. We continue reading from Imam Al-Ghazali's Jawahir al-Quran with the Juz al-Quran spares. And in this session, inshallah, we begin by reading from Surah Al-Jathiyah. Surah Al-Jathiyah is also one of the Al-Hamim surahs that begin with Hamim. Sometimes they call them the Hawamim. And this is also a Meccan surah. Imam Ghazali selected 6 verses as pairs, verses 21 to 23 and then 33 to 35. But as we have done so far, we will read the chapter, beginning with the beginning, and we'll try to find what themes do we have. And I feel like right at the very beginning, there's an invitation to ponder upon the universe, about the heavens, about the earth. There are signs therein, and in these two. This is not a new theme, and of course, in the rest of creation and cosmic phenomenon. So, inshallah, let's read and see what we have. Though I feel that we have so much right there in the couple of verses that it will be hard to leave these verses, and of course we will never be able to exhaust all the things that are in the heavens and the earth. We are still scratching the surface in a sense. So we read inshallah. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حميم تنزيل الكتاب من الله العزيز الحكيم. We have spoken about these letters that exist at the beginning of many surahs in the Qur'an, using only half of the Arabic alphabet. Typically, the book, the Qur'an, the revelation is mentioned thereafter. The revelation of this book is from Allah, the Almighty, All-Wise. Tanzil Kitab Allah al-Aziz al-Hakim. These letters, some scholars would simply say, there are things that we simply believe in, and we will never understand. We might say something like this: we cannot say for sure their function, but these letters are the building blocks of the Arabic language. It is sophisticated. We have millions of letters, of words in Arabic. And these millions of words are really built from this alphabet. And the Quran continues to be a challenge. Once, and this is like some 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more, we were at Passia in Jerusalem, in Wadi al-Jawz. This is the Palestinian Academy for the Study of International Affairs. And there was an interfaith dialogue between Muslim scholars and Christian priests. And Father Peter Medrus he said that the Quran has grammatical mistakes. Now, anyone who knows the Quran would absolutely refute this immediately. You'd expect a Muslim to do that. But another Christian responded to Father Peter Medrus' claim, was not present with us at the moment, But this is Dr. Ibrahim Al-Alam, a professor of Arabic, Christian, from Ramallah, maybe originally from nearby villages, but he was professor of Arabic at Bethlehem University, and I did visit Bethlehem University once, and he was my professor really, Professor Ibrahim Al-Alam, and I mentioned to him what Father Peter Medrus said, and he immediately said it is the translation of the Bible into Arabic that is full with mistakes in terms of Arabic. Mind you, Professor Ibrahim Al-Alam, Dr. Ibrahim Al-Alam, did use the Qur'an to teach Arabic at Bethlehem University. He used, for example, the story of Joseph, Surah Yusuf, chapter 12 in the Quran, at one point, and he is also a novelist. So the challenge is still out there, and it will never be, of course, taken. No one can come up with a book like the Quran. And when we think about, and we'll try to do that inshallah today, we have done similar things in previous sessions, but it's been a while, so that you'll see the details in the universe, the details in the human being, the details in the Quran. All of these are signs, all of these are ayat. إن في السماوات والأرض آيات للمؤمنين وفي خلقكم وما يبث من دابة آيات لقوم يوقنون واختلاف الليل والنهار وما أنزل الله من السماء من رزق فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وتصريف الرياح آيات لقوم يعقلون. So in these three verses we have reference to the heavens and to the earth as having their signs for the believers. Surely the creation of the heavens and the earth are signs for the believers, and also in your own creation and whatever living beings he dispersed are signs for people of sure faith, and in the alternation of the day and the night, the provision, rizq, rain in this case, and of course rain means, we will talk about it with Azza wa Jal, means vegetation, means a drink for all animals. The rain sent down from the skies by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reviving the earth after its death. The 4 seasons, where there are 4 seasons, where you have drought, or at least dry season during the summer, and by autumn, by winter, no more vegetation. But again, you have a cycle. You will have rain, and you will have ultimately spring. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revives the earth. Revives, and people should understand that there's also a message there. The earth dies, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes sure that it's going to be revived, coming to life again, as if the message, and it is, you are going to be resurrected. There will be death, there will be resurrection, you'll come to life again. And the shifting of the winds are signs for people of understanding. Let's take them one by one. Heavens and the earth. One can speak about the universe almost endlessly. We have about 1 billion trillion stars. Mind you, the planets and the moons and the comets, and our own Milky Way has about 400 billion stars. At the speed of light, there is a need for 100,000 years, light years, to cross the our galaxy, and there is space, and then the Andromeda. They say in a few billion years, uh, our galaxy, the Milky Way, will and Andromeda will hit each other. So approximately 3.75, so a little bit less than 4 billion. So there's be a collision between the both of them. All these, like when we said 1 billion trillion stars, that's only 5% of the total mass energy of the universe. And of course, we speak about the known part of the universe. 5%. What are the rest of the what constitutes the rest of the universe? If this is only 5%, well, they divided the rest, the 95%, into approximately 27% dark matter and 68% dark energy. Do we know what are they? The answer is practically no. We don't know. We don't. Unfortunately, we don't really. We have dark matter is it's a theory, but it is working. So dark matter holds galaxies, and dark energy causes the universe to expand, to accelerate. And now they speak about, they are probably detecting slowing down in the area of dark energy. And this is why we have the crunch theory. We have two theories: Big Bang theory, beginning. That's when time was when time equals zero, and from that moment things accelerated, and the universe continues to expand. And the crunch theory, the universe is going to slow down. And I think I used in my mind the yo-yo universe, if you will, because if you release the yo-yo, it will reach a certain. You have gravity, of course, but even if you send your yo-yo, let's say in the opposite direction, anti-gravity, for example, it's going to slow down and reach zero and then falls back. So the crunch theory is, some Muslim scholars said, this is close to the idea of to what is mentioned in the Qur'an. يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fold the universe like when you fold a book. Things going back to, so the crunch theory, going back to singularity the way it began. All this will disappear. And we know from the Quran, there are many verses. The sun will reach in the end of its life. وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرٍّ لَهَا. One day it's going to be finished. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات. So the Quran does speak about the a major event, a cosmic event, whereby everything will be changed. This is why I said it'll be very hard for us to simply go through these few verses. There's so much. The Quran itself, we have 3 words here. If you have noticed, the first one, verse 3, it's basically about belief. So there are signs. Signs for what? Signs to ponder upon. Verse 4, لِقَوْمِ يُوقِنُونَ, for people of sure faith and certitude. People who have certitude, and you don't reach certitude without pondering, thinking, reaching indubitable knowledge. And verse 5, it is these signs, the alternation of the day and the night, and the provision, the water that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down from the skies, reviving the earth after its death, and the shifting of the winds are signs for people of understanding. لِقَوْمِ يَعْقِلُونَ. What is it that you would like to skip? On earth, if you just simply think about, we do have different fruits. That's amazing. To have apples, to have oranges, to have apricots, to have figs, to have prunes, to have plums. Sorry. The miracle is basically that we have the same earth, the same water, the same air, and the same sun, and we have all these things: sweet, tart, sugary, the sugar cane, the figs. There are tens of kinds of figs. The mountains, like when you learn that Mount Everest, the top, this is on the practically as high as the commercial airplanes fly, and there are fossils, marine fossils, up there on Mount Everest, top of Mount Everest. And if you think about marine life, people don't understand that simply if you think about, every year they continue to discover new plants, the vascular plants, and a very large number of them. So far we have the scientists, they have classified about 400,000 types of them. The human body, because it says also وَفِي خَلْقِكُمْ, the human body. The thing is, if you think about it, to have about 100 miles, about 160 kilometers of blood vessels, that's an amazing thing. You have blood vessels, you have bones, the skeleton, you have the nervous system. It's inside the bones that that the blood is made, subhanallah. The human femur, the thigh bone, you can carry it, can support 30 times the body's weight. Ultimately, of course, you will and in number 5 you talk about تصريف الرياح, the winds. There are the winds. Without winds there is no rain. Without winds the ships could not have moved from one place to the other. without rain, without winds, there will be no fertilization, of course. And you need the wind so that you could also, you need the air, you need the wind. Subhanallah. In all directions, day and night. Different currents because of the wind. There are different currents in the oceans. And that's how you could save energy. There are different currents, by the way, when you fly. And if you happen to know a pilot, or if you'd like to read about it, there are favorable levels to the pilots, whereby you could save also energy, and also less. It will be like small, certain levels and certain type of wind you'll have, and also there's a difference between the day and night. And when you are above the mountains during the day, and these things change, and ultimately, yes, we could ponder upon these day and night. But ultimately, we'd say, Subhanallah, Tabarakallah, Ahsan Khalq. Subhanallah, whether it's the birds, whether it's their color, whether their sounds, the music, and our nervous system. Subhanallah, you have part of it so that it could relay the images and sounds and smells, taste, feelings. It's an amazing universe pointing in the direction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sayyid al-Nursi rahmatullah alayh, he died in 1960. In fact, March 23rd, 1960, and he thought of himself as following the footsteps of Imam Al-Ghazali. At any rate, he said that on everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, there is that stamp that points to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In simple words, God made universe. Nothing evolves on its own. Nothing is, and it's impossible to have all this complex, sophisticated. In fact, when we talk about this universe, vast universe, compared to what we see on the micro level, the human being, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Ghafir, verse 57, لخلق السماوات والأرض أكبر من خلق الناس ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون. The creation of the heavens and the earth is greater than the creation of human beings, except that most people do not know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this and created that. A very beautiful universe, subhanallah. Subhanallah. Even the word beautiful, there are celebrities, atheist celebrities, who try to depict the universe as, they use the word ugly, because they know that as atheists they're not supposed to praise, to see the beauty in the universe. Otherwise, if they say it's beautiful, as if, and it does, they try to keep a distance from praising the universe. So they find ugliness, we find beauty. They find ugliness, that's a reflection of their psyche. We find beauty, whereby this beauty points in the direction of the divine beauty. Subhanallah. Allah Jamilun. يحب الجمال. With this, we conclude this particular session. Inshallah, we'll continue بإذن الله عز وجل. Until then, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.